Howdy! Today, let's look at a banned episode of Caillou that mostly seems to have been forgotten. Afterwards, if you're keen to stick around, I'll chat about a couple of other forgotten banned cartoon episodes to clear the taste of Caillou from our palates. Originally, this Caillou episode was banned on PBS, though many years later, Wildbrain bought Caillou, and being the delightfully open bunch they are, they've since made it available again online. So let's chat about, Caillou. Namely, the episode Caillou's Getting Older.
Would you like to hear a Caillou story, kids?
No, I think I'd rather be basted in chocolate spread and fed to hungry lions, thank you. Caillou's Getting Older starts with Caillou discovering a dead bird. But according to the Caillou Wiki, the episode was originally banned in 2006 because of the subject of death, fear of getting older, and a dead bird appearing on screen. They didn't want to encourage a fear of getting older in young kids.
I'm ready.
Which obviously is a fear every kid has to eventually acknowledge, but I think at the time, PBS felt this was too mature a subject for very young kids. I guess as kids, we just don't really think about entropy much. I think as far as little kids are concerned, everyone is alive and well for all eternity. Heat death of the universe in 100 trillion years, we're all fine, and Caillou's probably going to the circus. Anyway, Caillou discovers the bird and asks his dad,
"Is it dead, Daddy?"
So clearly, Caillou already understands what death is to some extent. Boris takes a tense few seconds to think about how to answer this and is like, alright, yep, it's gonna be one of those days. Let's do this. He's dead as a doornail, son. So together, they bury the bird. They respectfully cover and put the bird in a shoebox, burying it in the ground. Which, I guess is the only real second purpose for a shoebox that it ever gets, apart from maybe being a stupid diorama or a play toy for your cat. Anyway, Caillou goes on to ask the obvious question. Why'd the bird kick the bucket? His dad's like, oh, here we go.
Well, it probably died because it got too old.
Caillou couldn't wait to be older.
Oh, goodness, son. I'm sorry, have you told your counselor about this? And this is probably where the episode's banning became pretty inevitable for Caillou. This part of the story acknowledges that as a person gets older, eventually they get too old and pass away. That being said, technically there's no such thing as dying from quote-unquote natural causes. For example, when I'm older I'll probably get heart failure, liver failure, or blood loss from when my telomeres get too short. But technically, in the 17th century, 35 to 40-year-olds like me were dying of quote-unquote natural causes. But as medical technology has improved so much, these natural causes happen when we're much older. I mean, the legendary Dick Van Dyke is nearly 100 and still hasn't died, because the universe can't seem to find a way to kill him with quote-unquote natural causes. And may the good man continue to defy entropy for many years to come. Anyway, back on Caillou, it's interesting to me that although Caillou understood being dead as a thing, he doesn't understand that getting too old is a thing. Suddenly, Caillou's noticing everyone talking about getting older. His dad mentions he can't see the paper as well and must be getting old. Even Rosie's getting old.
You really are growing up and getting older, aren't you, Rosie?
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
I make fun, but this is a perfectly understandable thing for Caillou to feel anxious about, particularly when he first learns about it.
Caillou whispered to his daddy that he was afraid of getting older and dying.
Weird nitpick, but why the hell did he whisper those lines? Admittedly, any lines I don't hear through whiny McBone faces are net gain for my existence. It's just an odd choice that he specifically doesn't voice those specific lines. Anyway, this is the crux of what the Caillou episode was banned for. This kid's cartoon has to acknowledge finitude and Caillou's fear of getting older. But his dad steps up with full confidence.
You have lots and lots and lots of time to get bigger and older.
Which is a perfectly fair thing to say. And honestly, I think that's about as well as Boris can cover this with his son. His dad does a comparison and mentions that his teddy also has a lot of time to get older too. And yeah, now that we know your baldness isn't to do with a disease, you'll well and truly outlast your teddy, Caillou. Though I've seen the Go Animate scene when you do get older. Hell, I've made the Go Animate scene when you get older. I'm sorry, but you're working with Nin at a service station and living in your car. And the FBI throws you in jail for the night. I think if Caillou was a show for older kids, the discussion could go more in depth as well. For example, the Rugrats episode Melvin managed to discuss death through Chucky's dead buck. It even tried to explain what death is, very admirably.
Well, death is when you're asleep for a long time. Like forever.
From my own experience of dying myself, which I don't think is really relevant here, so I'll spare the anatomical details, the best explanation I've heard from the experience of being dead was done in Steven Universe when Lars was resurrected.
So I was away from life? Yeah, I'm pink!
That's right, the best explanation is, he's pink. Death is pink, didn't you know? Well, I think we could use a palate cleanser. Not from discussing death, I'm fine with that, but rather from Caillou. Our next banned episode is Pingu's lavatory story, aka Little Accidents. Why was this innocent Pingu episode banned? It doesn't even have any creepy teeth seal. Well, you can probably take a good guess from the title. The first issue is Pingu is drinking at the bar. And what is Pingu, like 5 years old? He also gives his little sister Pingu 2 drinks, which results in her accidentally going to the toilet on the ground. Ew. The P wasn't originally blurred, but it feels super gross to me, so I blurred it. Look it up if you want. Soon, Pingu needs to use a restroom too, but the bartender is a complete jerk and doesn't let the small child use the bar restroom. To be fair, I have no idea where he would have put the restroom, they're like out in the middle of the Antarctic. He just tells him like, no, go home you little brat. What a scumbag. Complete jerk. Anyway, at first there's shenanigans when Pingu goes home because he desperately tries to find a toilet free in the house. And when he finally gets to the toilet, well, there's our reason for banning. Pingu is too short for the toilet, so we get Pingu doing a long pee on the floor, which he immediately has to clean up. Kinda makes me wonder why he didn't just go outside and write his name in the snow or something. According to the Pingu Wiki, the episode is banned from television broadcasting and home video distribution throughout much of the world to this day. BBC and VHS releases that do allow the episode shorten the scene of Pingu urinating on the floor, and it's the only Pingu episode never released on DVD in the USA. What, even the toothy grin boy was? According to the Pingu Wiki, the episode was banned due to its heavy focus on uncensored urination, toilet humor, and possible alcohol references. Though admittedly, they never say what Pingu is drinking at the bar. Could be apple juice, who knows? Another issue is parents probably didn't want kids imitating Pingu's leak on the floor. Personally, I hate to see any cartoon episode banned, particularly stop motion. That crap takes so much time and meticulous dedication, but I do understand why the episode was banned. Next time, buddy, take it outside. You're in the freezing snow, who's gonna care if you write your name in it? Next up, we have Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. Magnificent Sonic.
Relax, Tails. You don't need to shoot straight when you're faster than lightning.
In today's episode, Sonic will meet Robotnik for a cool western showdown. I use the word cool in its loosest form. In today's standards, this thing's dorky as hell, and I love it. So why was this innocent western episode banned? Well, at first, the episode was released and aired as normal, but after the tragic events of Columbine, it was removed due to the usage of guns. However, once again, WildBrain bought all the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog episodes. So like Caillou, they've released all the episodes on YouTube. Thank you. So I'm curious, just how prominent are guns in this Sonic episode to get it banned? Didn't ban Shadow the Hedgehog and he loved his guns.
Where's that damned fourth Chaos Emerald?
So it starts with the sheriff being run out of town by Six Gun Pete, who is definitely not a robot. And interestingly, Six Gun Pete's using laser guns, and they appear to fire what looks like eggs? Surely laser guns are fine. Sonic and Tails are running around Mobius, aka who gives a crap how it looks land, and they stumble upon Tranquil Gulch, the most unoriginal name they could come up for a western town. And it wouldn't be a cheap knockoff western without a bar, now would it?
Couple of chili dogs and a beer. Root beer, that is.
Haha, you almost got me there, Sonic. To be fair, that's exactly what I ordered at the bar too. And then Sonic flirts with the waiter.
But you can call me Sonic. Better yet, you can call me anytime.
Yeah, in the 90s, Sonic was allowed to have a libido.
Strange, isn't it?
Hell, in the original Sonic game, he was originally going to have a curvy companion named Madonna. And to be fair, he kissed and married Robotnik in another episode. People give so much credit to Steven Universe and Star Vs as supposedly the first gay kisses, but Bugs Bunny was kissing Elmer in the 1940s.
Steven Universe!
Anyway, Laser Gun Pete storms in.
Well, I bet I can outdraw you.
Oh, here it is, Sonic wielding a gun. No, Sonic says he doesn't need a gun.
Ha! You don't even have a gun!
Don't need one.
And tricks Pete into accidentally shooting himself. Which, I mean, is Pete shooting himself really better than Sonic just picking up a laser pistol? Anyway, after being beheaded, Pete stumbles away on the worst animated horse in the history of animation. And the day is saved? They make Sonic the sheriff, and what a shocker. It turns out Robotnik's trying to turn the town into a casino. Theme park or casino, he's been doing this junk for 30 years now. Or maybe his robot Scratch and Grounder will have real guns. They appear to be lasers, but oh my.
Commence firing!
Okay, that's something we don't want anyone imitating. It's starting to make more sense now why this was banned. Even if they're laser guns, there's a whole lot of shooting things in this episode. Oh, plus Sonic does this.
Did I happen to mention this is strip poker?
Strip poker. I mean, you proudly streak around naked everywhere you go anyway. I guess it is a very clever way to get the robots to disassemble themselves. Moving on. More to the point, in the Sonic Says segment, Sonic points out that in reality, kids should never, ever use guns. Sonic says that cartoon characters aren't hurt by guns, but real people are.
Cartoon characters never really get hurt by guns, but real people do. I don't want any of my pals getting hurt by a deadly weapon.
God, I miss the show. Overall, I do understand the banning during a sensitive time, but I'm also glad they unbanned it afterwards, because I got to see it. You know, I'd like to potentially make chatting about these different banned cartoon episodes a regular thing between these main topless videos. If you would be interested in that, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Also, I will have a longer credits in the next main video. A fun fact though, it has officially been over a year since patrons brought me back and allowed me to keep making videos. Whenever I see employment issues in my country, and every time I fix one of my leaky sink pipes, I feel really grateful I don't have to do that full time yet. Thank you to every member and patron whose support has allowed me to stay here, and I promise I'll keep doing my best to make you quality content that comes from my heart. And an extra thank you, of course, to these patrons. For some reason, I'm going to sing these: Anna Jones, Orstes Mick, Angel Angeline, 3 Cat Day, Furia Fury, Shockwave FES Studios, Miss Osseous, Joseph Bowers, Jordan McCann, Chandler Amethyst, Megan Bruns, Hug Wizard, Ray and Graves, Saturn Yoshi, William Johnson, Erdesson, IndieCore 2, Joe Ferry, Mewtwo Shadow FNAF, Girl, Jacket Omega, and Handpan. What the hell is wrong with me? Why am I singing these? I honestly don't know. I'll be back with a main video that's a bit longer soon.